Good morning, good afternoon. It's good morning for me. As you can see, it's 7:07. So, I got a late start today. Like I said the other day, teachers get in that same mood where they don't want to necessarily be at the school all of the time. I'm adjusting, you guys. I'm trying this new contraption. You guys can't see it, but I'm actually filming with my iPad right now. It's like on wheels. It's like, I feel that you could do some damage because it looks like it's like the tank version of a tripod. It's cumbersome, that's for sure. But I guess this is what we spend our COVID money on. It wouldn't have been my thing to spend it on. So, but I don't know. We'll see if I like this. I don't really film much with my iPad because I usually keep it at home. I would like one of my technology devices to be like personal, like it shouldn't be related to school because school didn't buy it. But it's weird how much of your, when you become a teacher and you're in a school that really provides nothing for technology except for a laptop, how much you have to use your personal equipment for. So my phone is actually being mirrored, so I keep forgetting that my phone goes on sleep. So if that disappears, I'll have to re-get it up. But if I keep hitting my phone, I should be okay. But anyways, yeah, so I had the kids in agronomy, because we're working with drones in agronomy, download drone on my phone, and they were hooked. Like, they're competing against each other pretty good. So they've actually moved on to, like, in there, you guys did challenge 1. They're actually going through 2 and 3 and 4. They're actually doing all of them, and they're just doing it for fun until we can get outside and get the drones. So I have a drone sitting here, and so I think next week I'll work my way over there so we can fly some drones. If the weather's bad, we have smaller drones that can be flown like in the gym. They don't really like these bigger ones flown in the gym, so they don't get, if they happen to crash or crash into the wall, they would rather have the smaller, inexpensive ones broken versus the drone that I have here, sitting right there, is what we have, is our agriculture drone. So that drone, I don't know if I said that before, but that drone can count plants. So if we plot out a certain area, it will count the plants in that area. It would measure the soil temperature, and I also believe it will measure the temperature of the plants. And if you know anything about plant diseases, it's like humans. If they get a disease, their inside temperature increases. Kind of like how we get a fever. Well, plants, if they are diseased, they'll get a fever. So you can measure where your plants are, which plants are sick. So that one's kind of cool. That's the one I hope to fly, as long as the weather cooperates. But I have noticed something. Anytime I've planned an outdoor activity, it's cold, rainy, so we'll go with that. So, but anyways, I am going to share. This is the FAA, and they're the people that regulate anything flight related, airplanes. They also regulate drones. So I'm going to share this with you. So let me just flip through this here. So when it comes to drones, it's the type of drone that you have. Most of us, if you were to have a drone, would be this category right here. Of course, there is the educational side of it, the government user. This is more of the commercial. So if there is, for example, let's say a grain elevator who uses drones to scout the field, they would fall under the commercial right there. So, as a farmer who uses it to scout the field, you would still be more up here because you're not a commercial type. But I probably would suggest, if you are a farmer and other farmers are asking you to scout their fields, I would jump down here just to be safe. Not that I've never heard of too many people being stopped by anyone when they're flying a drone. And I've lived up next to the border for the Canadian border for the longest time and never heard of anything. I bet you if you were, those farmers up by the Canadian border and they're flying a drone, and I don't know any farmer up there that would, those farmers are kind of old-fashioned, so I don't see them doing it. And they were scouting near I could probably see the government wondering what they're doing. Guarantee the border is patrolled by, the Canadian border is patrolled by a drone at times, just because it's long. I think it's the longest border of any two countries. So, and it's unmanned. So, if you think about it, there's no guarding it. So, you can easily cross over into Canada. I've heard people doing it. Snowmobilers in the wintertime all the time, they're driving up in that area, accidentally cross over, and didn't realize that they crossed over into Canada. So, but anyways, what I want you to do is really click on this button right here, and I want you to send me either an email, not to the group, or a text message, not to the group. Send a separate one. I want you to answer this question, and I'll put this in the email. What's it cost to register your drone? So this gets me away that you actually looked at this. So that's the only question I want you to answer. That's where you're gonna get your points today, is tell me what is the cost to register a drone for anyone. Now any type of drone. Now, keep in mind, a lot of commercials, they want you to be a registered drone flyer. So there are those regulations in there. There are just some other guidelines, especially here in town, that you're supposed to. I have learned, and I don't know how truthful this is, if you don't register your drone, you can still fly them, but you got to keep them at a certain height. You can't go above. So we got to be careful. Our drones are not registered, so that kind of makes me nervous, especially if we're flying in an area. Because if you accidentally get too high, and like a small aircraft can see it, they can report that. And so I know yesterday, Justin Roswick they were taking photos for a class, and they were using one of the drones. They were above Jefferson, and they had to quickly bring it down because they saw an aircraft coming in to land at the airport here in Valley City, and so they got nervous because they knew the drones weren't registered, and it's in the flight path of the airport. So those are other rules that you have to look at when you are flying a drone. Is you gotta be careful of the flight path of airplanes. They take their, what's the word? How do I want to say that? They trump a drone. So you gotta be careful not to cause an accident with those, and if you do, you want to pray that your license and your drone is licensed so that you don't get in trouble. Wow, what is this? The things that pop up on a television. So, but anyways, so your assignment for today is to send me an email. Like, what does it cost to register your drone to be able to fly it? Other than that, have a great Thursday.